Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rainy. This is the Enchanted Planner, and today we are going to talk about my October health goals, review them, and then set up for November. So let's go in here. Remember, I made this page. Other than the fact that I screwed up in using the movement tracker, I just kept going this way instead of actually doing it on the days, so it looks a little bit odd. The bedtime routine, well, if we count falling asleep downstairs on the couch or on the floor before 10:30, we were pretty successful. However, we're not, I don't know how to deal with that. I mean, technically I'm asleep before 10:30, but I'm not up in bed. You know what I mean? It's one of those, right? So I'm giving myself a bit of grace. Meal planning. I think this was the wrong way to approach it. I have done meal planning. I've been doing sort of like some overnight oats for breakfast and having salads and whatnot for lunch. Dinner's a little bit more difficult because that's sort of not my realm. That's more in the hubby realm. But we're going to switch things up. A while ago, I bought these from Stephanie at Squared Plants. I will link them down below. I think we're going to try this. And there's a few reasons for this. Okay, so I was put on hormone replacement therapy, which is kind of, cool. However, I've also packed on about 10 pounds in a month. No, 2 months, sorry. So it's like a little bit uncomfortable in my world. I'm not impressed with that, to be honest with you. I'm really not impressed with that. So I want to start being a little bit more cognizant and a little bit more focused on that, because I don't want to, like I've said to Di, Creative Karma Design, because her and I are besties and we chat all the time. My concern is I'm going to wake up in a year and I will have put on 60 pounds if I'm not careful, and that concerns me. I don't really want to. I mean, it's not so much an aesthetics thing with me. It's that right now my clothes don't fit properly, and two, yeah, it's just I feel too fluffy, like too fluffy. And I'm not impressed with that. So we're going to go a little bit more laser focused. So I pulled out my letters and we're going to use these. And I pulled out this because there's some poppy flowers in here. And of course, November being Remembrance Day / Veterans Day, I thought these would be a good fit for this. I also like the fact that we have the 3 boxes here. We've got the goal and habit trackers down here. We've got places to put itemization. And then on this side, we have measurements. Now I do this a little bit differently because I measure both arms. I measure above the bra strap, across the nipple, and under the bra strap, like underneath your boob for chest. I measure waist, I measure hips, and then I measure both thighs and both calves. And I'll tell you, I've put on 2 inches around my under the bra area because I pulled out one of my sports bras. It's actually what started this, because I've been doing really, really good on the exercise front. Like the movement front has been very, very, very good. But I'm in developing habits and sort of rehab mode right now is sort of the focus for the month of October, but I've been really consistent and it's been very nice. But I went to pull out one of my sports bras because one of the classes I've been doing, there's a gentleman that joins us, an older gentleman, and I'm like, the last thing I want to do is accidentally flash him when I bend over to do something in front of the camera. So I pulled out one of my sports bras and I put it on and I was like, oh my gosh. And yes, as it turns out, I've gained about 2 inches around my freaking rib cage, which not happy. All right, so we're gonna get started on this and we're gonna explain as we go. So I think what I'm going to do is grab my white out and I'm going to get rid of that because I want to put November across the top up there and then health goals across the bottom over here. So we're gonna do my little fancy schmancy trick with applying letters. Some people use rulers. I find rulers too thick. The other thing I was going to do is print these out. I'll list these down below too if you want to track them down. They're in my shop. There is an accompaniment that is coming that is for dating. So there's numbers and holidays. I just have to finish it up. Tweezers. So there is an accompaniment package that's coming with this. I'll show it to you in a second, but it's not quite finished yet. E. Where's my E? I need an E. Give me an E. I was going to print these on clear, but I'm like, let's just use up the paper. We can make it work. And then E. I'm going the wrong way. B. Let's see how well the menopausal brain can spell backwards. We need the M. I'm trying to use one of the lines as a guide here so I can get everything straight. That's kind of what we're doing. E. We're going to find out in a second if I can actually spell backwards. When I was a kid, we used to do that as a challenge. You'd like say the alphabet forwards and then you'd have to say it backwards. I was pretty damn good at it actually, but again, it comes down to memorization, right? When you're actually trying to think on your feet and spell, it's a little bit of a different story. I think I went crooked. Actually, we're not that bad. Okay, so let's get that guy down like that, and then let's finish this up. That went down too low. I'm gonna finish this up with the M. Give me a blooming box. Give me some boxes. Because so long as this is straight, then we're good. I can always fix it a little bit if I need to. And then our N. And I have successfully spelled November backwards. Okay, so then we lift it up off of the wax paper. And what's nice with this is you can shift it around as you need to, and it's not as thick as the ruler. So I kind of appreciate that because I find the ruler too thick. So we're going to put these guys across the top like so. Push those down, and then we just slide our wax paper out, and we are golden. And we just push the rest of them down. Isn't that fabulous? And then we have to do the same thing. We're going to do that with the health goals on this side. So let's get an H. Let's get a line first. Get a line, not get a life, get a line. And this time I'm actually going to spell forwards. Look at me go. I'm just the teacher's pet today, aren't I? Oh, good grief. I'm feeling a little bit punchy today. All right, I got to bring this a little bit closer. So I can see. So if I'm out of frame, apologies. But I kind of need to see what I got going on here. And the A and L and the T and the H. And then we got to go for the goals part. I could do it that way, or I could space them, and that's what I'm not quite sure I want to do yet. So let's just get our letter stickers. Hopefully this video won't be too long. I'm not going to go through and completely fill this thing out because I haven't quite finalized all of it yet. I have a general idea, and I'm going to go through that with you guys. But I'm gonna, I don't know, it's a work in progress. We're going to see how it works. I just need something that's kind of laser focused a little bit more than what I have been currently using, because apparently I need to step up my damn game. Oh man, and that's die. Oh man, I went off about freaking gaining basically like 10 or 11 pounds in a 2-month period, because I've only been on the hormone patch for 2 months. I'm just literally, this is my last week, and that'll make it 8 weeks. So when you look at it that way, like I'm pissed, people. I am pissed. I'm not impressed. Okay, my letters look a little funky here. Why do my letters look a little funky? What's going on here? They're not evenly spaced. That's what's going on. Okay, so let's go back to the drawing board here. Let's get all lined up. Kind of went off kilter with our... You look weird. Why do you look weird? Okay, so we're going to bring you up top. That's why. Like, why? That's why. Because the tail of the G is actually supposed to be lower. It's like a lower case G instead of an uppercase. That, and then our wonderful S, and we should be golden. Right? Okay, so now, do we want to go in the center? Do we want to space them apart? I kind of like them in the center. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so let's gently lift these guys off of the wax papier. papier. And let's get them centered. And do I want to put anything underneath them? No, let's take them close to the edge of the page. I think I have to rearrange a little bit in the goals word, but I think we're good right there. Oops, I ripped my T. Don't do that. Okay, so slide our wax paper out. Oops, my friends, you're supposed to let go. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes they're just like, we don't want to go. And A, and then our L. Oop, it went down funky. Hey, went down funky. Don't be going funky, my friend. And then an L, and then there we go. Okay, so what do we got going on here? It's the G that kind of makes things a little bit strange. We're just going to leave it. I'm happy with it. The letters are fun. So to me, when they're off a bit, it kind of adds character. We're going to just go with that. Now, do I want to use the clear or the paper? I think maybe we'll go with the paper because, you know, it makes life easy. So we're going to take, what kind of space do we have to work here? That's probably a better and more important question. I'm trying to decide how I want to set this up. Like, obviously, this will be the goals section. Why am I... Looks like my page is doing this. I think it might be the letters. Maybe I pulled the paper too funky. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to decide. I'm also trying to decide if I want to bring in any kind of washi, possibly. I don't think so. I think it's probably fine to stand alone. But if we pull like this corner piece, which happens to be rather large, out, he'd have to go like right there, right there. Actually, it would have to go like right there. Now what we could do is bring it across the spine. Do I like the look of that? No, I do not. So if we're going to do it, that boy is going to go right there. So let's pick him up. And let's get him lined up with the edge of the page. He's kind of sticky. Hold on. As my sweatshirt does not want to pull up. I finally got a new hoodie. As you guys have seen my other old busted janky hoodie with the holes in the elbows. I love those sweat jackets. They're like super comfortable and they're nice and thin now that they're so well worn. And with menopause, that makes all the difference in the world. But I got a new sweat jacket last weekend and it's kind of tight in the cuffs. So we are fighting the jacket, him and I, because I'm like, you got to loosen up, dude. I got to be able to pull my sleeves up. All right, so we crocodiled what we needed to crocodile. Fabulous. We're a little bit off on the spine, but I'm not going to worry about it. Now, there is a nice little sort of this piece here, which might be good to come in right underneath this box, which I think is where we're going to put that. So let's pick this guy up. This guy I don't have to do any punching at least. And let's de-stick him a tiny bit. And we're going to get him. Now, do I want it butted up right against the box? I didn't really adjust for that. Let's see. Right up against the box, a little space. Definitely right up against the box. So let me grab my tweezers this time because that might make life a little bit easier. To line this guy up so we get him flush with the box. Flush with the box. If I say it out loud, does that mean it happens? All right, so let's put that down. Cute. I want to try and get some flour up here. What do we got? Oh, we got all kinds of fun things. These are cute. Let's grab this. Will this work up there? Or is it going to be in the way? Actually, no, it works pretty good. So let's put that guy right there because that's like super cute and pulls the color in. Where else can we manage to squeak in little bits and pieces? Well, I'm kind of stuck here. We could probably put something small in the middle because I don't really care if I cover up my head. Like, honestly, I know it's a body and I'm not measuring my head circumference. So, you know, we can sacrifice the head if we need to. All right, so, oh, it's a little bit too big. If I go that way, it kind of works. Do we want to go that way is the question. I'm not sure. Why the hell not, right? They're only stickers. It's only a spread, right? If we don't like it, we get to make a new one next month. It's not a do or die, forever married. How far down can I take this without impeding on anything? I can always lift up the letter R on the other side too. So we're going to have a headless body for the month of November. Just in case you guys were wondering, I'm going to be headless. I mean, ironically, that's not too far off the truth because I swear sometimes my head is not in the building. Right, so let's lay down that guy and put our R back down. Cool. All right, so now I need some scissors. And we're going to cut off this top piece first. Oh, this is a little bit... There we go. So let's get rid of that little piece. And then I'm going to get my narrow scissors to come up the center. I can't remember which one of you guys suggested last month that I use the back side of that page as sort of a review and a chit chat with myself, which is exactly what I intend to do. We're not quite at the end of October yet. We're close, but we're not quite there. And I do need to get this readied to go live on the channel. So we're like, you know, a couple of days short, not a big deal. And I kind of know how the rest of the month is going to go. So reviewing it today wasn't that big of a deal. I kind of like it, guys. I do. I have this little bit of nothing here. I'm going to put him back in the book. Can we get anything else on here? I'd like something maybe right there. What do we have? I got a little flower. I don't know if it's going to look weird just randomly sitting here in the middle of the page, though. Yeah, a little bit. And a little bit. Do we have a bigger flower? That kind of works, except it's going to impede on stuff. If I cut it down, will it make it any better? I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? I'm going to have to go very close on the crop on this one, which means I got to take a little bit more time than I normally do when I'm hacking off all this extra white because I don't want to cut the actual sticker. I could have used the clear on this one too, but I do find that when I've decided to use the paper stickers in something and I go and use the clear, they just don't quite look, they don't look the same. Like you can tell they're different stickers because the clear seems to pick up, I guess, the colors better. All right, so let's continue our little trim here. These are super pretty. And when I saw them, I'm like, ooh, those are good for November. I may use more of them in one of my monthlies. I just haven't decided yet. Because as I said in the November monthly for my catch-all, like November's a weird month for us in Canada. It's too kind of early for Christmas stuff, and it's, you know, oh, actually that works rather well. So if we put that like that, we just managed to squeak it in. Woohoo! Check that out. Let's trim this a little bit off. Okay, fabulous. Let's put that piece back in the book. Okay, so what we are going to do today is talk about what goals are going to be here. Now this is where I'm going to grab all the fun stuff I just finished making, which is these guys. So let me get to the start. So you have, they're not in the shop yet. They're not quite finished. So you'll have like a small version, and then you'll have like a bigger version, which I thought would be good for the weekly. And then these ones are like sort of monthly sized. And then we have the days of the week in 2 sizes. And then we have small numbers and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then we have, I didn't print them in paper. We have a little bit bigger even still in the numbers. Then we have months and months. And then, like I said, we move into, I printed them on clear too, because I'm like, well, I'm in the mood, I may as well print away. Let me find my numbers because I want to put numbers in those boxes. And this font is the same as the other one. So I think we're going to use these ones. I grab 1, 2, and 3. So I'll put 3 right there. I have too many stickers on my fingers. And then everybody's trying to do their own thing. Okay, so that's 3. And then we'll take the number 2. And we're going to put the number 2 right there. And then we're going to take the number 1. Right? Or do I want to put them on the other side? Let's have a look. I kind of like them on that side. So let's put them on the left, or the right, sorry. I don't know left and right. Okay, so that takes care of that part. Now, do I want to write it in or use a box? I think the boxes are going to be too big. We can have a look at these guys. They might be a little bit too big. Oh, actually, they work not bad. So let's do that. We're going to put a box down here. I just want to get it centered. I don't know that I want 4 habit trackers. I think maybe I'll stick with 2. We'll see. It depends. I want it relative to my goals. But at the same time, I also want to make sure that I don't take on more than I can maintain and manage. Because again, I'm pretty good at taking on way more than I can maintain and manage. So I know one goal is going to be, I'm going to write these on sticky notes for right now. So one goal, pen, please give me a pen, is going to be, am I straight? Oh, I'm not straight. Again, this is what happens when I try and lay stupid stickers down when I'm not head on. Okay, so is that straight? Okay, there we go. So, like say, goal number 1 is going to be develop sleep routine and maintain. Let's go, how many days are in November? We'll go 15. We'll aim for 15. And if I can beat that, that's great. So that'll be goal number 1. Number 2, I don't want to write them just in on the box just yet. Goal number 2 is going to be, number 2 is going to be maintain movement and posture correction. Okay, so that's goal number 2. And then goal number 3 is going to be I don't know how I want to word this. I'm changing my eating. So how do I want to word this? How about this? We'll go eat. Oops, I forgot to put goal down first. Goal number 3 is eat healthy, balanced meals 3 times a day. Okay, so in that case, then we're going to put down 3 habit trackers. So that's all I really think I can maintain, to be honest with you. I don't want to push it. I really don't want to push it, because then you set yourself up for failure, and it just doesn't end well because you start beating yourself up and stuff. And I'm no different. I just know that I have, at this point right now, 10 pounds to lose, and to avoid gaining any more. So this is going to be sleep routine. And this is going to be movement. And this one is going to be nutrition. Okay, now we need to look at how we're going to get to these goals, right? So the movement one I've got down pretty good. So if we're looking at the number 1 goal, what needs to be done in order for me to accomplish that? So where's a scratch piece of paper? 2 secs. Okay, sorry, I had to find some scratch paper. I just wanted to make sure my pen is going to work properly. So one of the ways I'm going to get that done is by, first off, we need to create my PM routine, right? Another thing, I'm not going to worry about the scratch. Another thing we need to worry about is I need to put my phone down probably an hour before bed. So how do I phrase that? I don't want to put no phone, but you know what I mean? Like phone free an hour before. I'll just go put phone down an hour before bed. Now, I mean, that makes me sound like I'm constantly connected to my phone. I'm not. But what happens is hubby goes to bed, and what I'll do is I'll have my phone, and I'll be listening / watching YouTube while I do the dishes and clean up the kitchen. And then I'll head over to the couch, and I'm using YouTube to unwind. And I think what we're going to do, well, it still involves my phone though. This would probably be better with no social media, because what I have found, and I don't use Facebook very much, so it's not that, it's YouTube. But I think I want to start an evening yoga practice and incorporate that, like, so bedtime yoga. So we're going to put incorporate evening yoga, because I found some restorative stuff and that I quite like. So I think I'm going to see if we can stay with that for a bit. This also includes a bit of meditation, so that kind of brings the brain down. Okay, so this is probably good for the sleep routine. Okay, the next one is maintain the movement. So we're going to maintain movement, but now I want to add balance, because that's one thing I haven't been working on a ton, is balance and coordination. So we're going to add that in. And again, the evening yoga also kind of works into the corrective stuff. Goal 3 is I'm going to dig out some of my meal plans. Because I've got some really good recipes also that go with these meal plans. So I'm going to dig out the meal plans and recipes and use. I need to continue drinking 96 ounces of water daily or more. What else have we got on here? Create PM routine, water. Need the balance. I think we're good. I think this is a good place to start. I know, because there's these lines, I'm like, I got to fill them up, but I need to also keep in mind they don't always have to be filled up. I will use this area for notes as the month goes on. This area, I'm not sure. I might just leave it blank. I'm going to write these in afterwards. I just want to spruce it up a little bit because my handwriting or my printing's a bit shaky right now. And it, you know, it is what it is. And then I've got to do my measurements and stuff. This is the area I'm not 100% sure I will use all that well, because I don't track my steps. So that's not, I've never been a person that tracks calories. So I may not use that area, but what I will probably use is these, the exercise minutes, the standing hours versus the sleeping hours. I think I'll probably get some use out of those. And what I might do is determine maybe 3 other things I want to put in there and maybe white it out. And I don't know, this is the first time I'm using it. So it's going to evolve as I evolve. So we're going to throw it back on the discs and take a look at what it looks like, because it's super cute. And then I'll review with you guys at the end of November and set up December, and I'll tell you by then how it worked and if anything needed to change. Right, let me know what you think in the comments. Are you in the same place? All of a sudden you just packed on some weight and you're not very happy about that. That's kind of my major motivator right now, is because my clothes don't fit properly. And I feel sluggish, and I don't like feeling sluggish. And I've never been a person that's super hung up on weight. I have a very different and healthy approach as far as I'm concerned, and philosophies, healthy philosophies surrounding that. So just, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know, and if you already use something like this, let me know about that too, because I'm curious to see how everyone else uses theirs, because this is a new one for me. All right, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sort of rattled and prattled a bit. I guess that's a wrap. I don't know, I train of thought just left the building. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Ciao.